Can you tell me about a funny experience that you've had with students in class?
Like, I love to talk about anything about poop, pee, and sex, so. I mean, in a respectful way, of course. I always talk about anything related to OT. I'll talk something related to the toilet, or think about how that person would impact, you know, that upper extremity, you know, deficit, how would that impact somebody's ability to wipe themselves and do some toileting hygiene. And I think it catches them a little off guard because I'm always talking about stuff like that, but it's just so, I don't know, there's a part of me that wants to normalize it too, because I think this is part of what we do as humans. I am Pamela Hess, and I am an occupational therapist. I work for the Department of OT here at UF, and also have a joint appointment with the Department of Surgery.
We're gonna start off with some fun questions first.
Okay.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh my gosh, if anything, it would be Dancing Queen or maybe Thunderstruck.
Two very different
I know,
songs.
totally different.
Hoosiers or Gators?
Hoosiers. Sorry.
What's one word you'd use to describe OT?
I would say holistic. Let's put it that way, holistic.
What's your favorite Pilates move?
One of my favorite Pilates, it's called the petunia. And you do it on the lateral barrel. It's a beautiful flower, but it's such a great exercise to work all your back extensors and help you with your posture. So yes, I love anything extension.
How do you do it?
Well, I have my feet actually up against this piece of apparatus. My front part is laid over the barrel, and then I have my hands behind my head, and I actually just kind of like a flower would just kind of like blossom open and come up, and then you kind of roll yourself down. So yeah, it feels so yummy.
So what made you choose occupational therapy in the first place? Was it always your plan?
No, my undergrad was in healthcare administration, and I actually worked in that for just a little bit until I had my kids. This is a second career for me. And when I had my son, what happened is that he had OT, and I started seeing the benefits of what this person was doing in his life and in our life as a family. And at the time, I was a Pilates teacher, like full-time, and I started seeing the connection between the mind, the body, and honestly, the spirit of the person through my son. And I always wanted to go back to graduate school somehow. And so I started exploring careers that kind of lined up with some of the things that I already was interested in doing. And PT was great. It was definitely a choice, but then what I saw was that whole person approach to care, especially when it came to doing things like for my son, like really turning him back into, it's very purposeful in his world. And so I didn't realize there was a profession until I started talking to a lot of people about it. So yeah.
What's the one quality that you see in students like kind of predicts how good they'll be as an OT?
One of the things that us as OTs are so good at is like looking at a situation or an activity or a task and being able to kind of break it down and kind of seeing where maybe the limitations are. And when I see students be able to pick up on things that are just a quick little adaptation or, you know, a quick little way to improvise something, and it could be so simple, but yet so profound in somebody's life. Like they consider the person that's in front of them, and then they teach their client, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, you just totally changed that person's world around because of that little change, that little modification.
How did you decide what specialty you wanted to pursue in OT?
Are you talking about women's health?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of my clinical specialty is I love women's health, and I think there's a lot of the things that I do now and I had loved to learn and very passionate because of the fact that I wish I had it when I was going through those times in my life. And so going back to that empowerment model of just the way I teach and the way I want to connect with people, it's like I want to empower these younger women or women in general so they can feel confident and be able to keep doing the things that they love to do.
One piece of advice that you'd like to share with your students, what would that be?
Just trusting the process. B's mean balance. You don't have to get an A. It's okay. Just trust the process, believe in yourself, and know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And that I'm in your corner. I always will be.
All right, well, anything else you'd like to add? Anything else that you'd like to leave on?
I think I'm good. This has been so fun, and I don't know if I really want to leave.